It's me, Brianna, and you're listening to No Limits, a PlayStation podcast. We will be talking about some movie and TV show stuff today, so I hope you'll stick around to hear our pitches for some PlayStation stuff.
Oh boy.
Welcome back from the intro. Again, you're listening to PlayStation podcast No Limits. Ooh. Today I'm joined by my co-host and friends, Taylor and Sam. You can find this podcast over at youtube.com/SaveTheGameMedia every Tuesday. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're getting up there in numbers and we're trying to get to the paid stuff. So please help us out.
1,000 subs? How far away are we?
No, I think we have the sub count. I think that we are missing the listening numbers. So going to listen on the YouTube video would be really helpful for us. We are also on all of your favorite podcast services and would love it if you could leave us a review there. It does help us out. And we do love feedback, so would love that. And then if you want to support and get early access to all of Save the Game Media content, you can go over to patreon.com/SaveTheGameMedia and choose the tier that's right for you. Just like our current patrons did, we have fabulous Brianna, Brianna's mom, Brianna's brother, Lindsay, Nikolai at Night, Cypher Primus, Brendan Myers, Marcus O'Neill, Lillian, Mimi J, David Hotwright, Dave Harp, the Xbox Expansion Pass, Alpaca Tom, Lee Navarro, Silicana, and Ellery Woods Parker III. Also, come hang out with us in the Discord. We always have the link in the description, and we'd love to have you. Taylor, was that enough customer service voice, or?
So before we started recording, I said, Bree suggested, do you guys want to hear my customer service voice? And I said, sure, let's try it on the intro. Bree, I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Let me phrase it this way. It sounds so fake.
You know what's so crazy though? It's pure survival instincts, because when I spoke in that tone of voice, I wouldn't get yelled at because people would be like, "Oh, she's just a silly girl."
You know, this reminds me. Sam, you've watched Twin Peaks. There's a there's a secretary in the show named Lucy. And the way she talks to a lot of folks, it's very similar to your customer service voice.
Yep. It's actually, I believe, I could be wrong, I'm pretty sure there's been studies that show if you speak in like a higher like octave, even dudes, like if you raise your voice higher when you're on the phone with customer, like when you are customer service, you're less likely to get like yelled at.
Yeah. She also has a very naturally high-pitched voice, so there's that.
Okay, well, today, you guys, actually, before we get started, I wanted to check in with everybody. Taylor, how are you doing today?
Pretty good. I was at a lake yesterday with mountains, and I went paddleboarding.
Was there
hiking.
water?
Bree, what other surface would I be paddleboarding on?
Just checking.
Well, yeah, maybe. Yeah, but the water was green, believe it or not. Not blue, but green, but in a pretty sort of way.
Oh, okay. I was like
I shouldn't say green. It was like teal.
So like that mountain water.
That blue green.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, it was from some dissolved
minerals.
Some dissolved minerals coming off the mountainside that refract light a certain way. So it was green, which is really cool.
That sounds awesome.
It was really great. Weather was great. Yep.
Sounds like a great time. Sam, how are you today?
I am fine.
Just fine?
Yeah, just the category definition of fine.
We can't get more than a 4 or 5 letter word?
No.
Okay.
Well, sometimes
that was a 2-letter word.
You know, the stupid Western trope is that you ask someone how they're doing and they say you're fine. They're fine and you move on. And you never interpret the words fine as being an indicator how they're actually feeling at all. They could be extremely happy. They'll say they're fine. They could be doing horribly, and they'll say they're fine. Rarely do you find someone who says they're fine, and they truly are at this equilibrium of not good or bad, but just okay, and they're fine. They're just all right. It's pretty good, but not great.
So Sam, where are you on this scale?
It seems like he's implying what I just said, that he's actually is the feeling of just fine.
Yep. Right. Slap bang in the middle.
How's the pizza hunting been doing?
Pizza.
Yeah, don't you remember he has to go like horseback riding to hunt pizza ingredients?
Oh, I see. Yeah.
What ingredients would you go horseback riding for, Sam?
All of them.
Ingredients.
I have to spear the dough. I have to.
You're telling me England doesn't have flour?
We have flowers.
They also have hedgehogs.
Hedgehogs are cute.
That's how we make pepperoni.
And Sonic.
Oh God!
Oh wow! I've never had a cured hedgehog meat. Are pepperonis made from pigs or cows?
Pretty sure they're made from a garbage blend of everything.
Let's see. Where?
I think it's majority pork, but some human in there.
We would never know. Most pepperonis come from. You're right. A mixture. It's a mixture.
It's a sausage, right?
You're a
No,
sausage.
it's a mixture. Pepperoni is a garbage. It's one of those garbage foods.
I actually, as I've gotten older, I've come to dislike pepperoni on pizza more and more because it just makes it more greasy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
go off. Tell them.
I don't need little puddles here in my
pizza.
Yeah,
like why do I have to get 10 napkins and put it on top of my pizza before I eat it?
It's not even a health thing. It's just like kind of gross. I'm much more a fan of mushrooms, like veggies on pizza, roasted garlic on pizza. Maybe even believe it or not, even just like little bits of sausage on pizza is a lot less greasy than pepperonis.
Yeah.
That's I'm gonna have meat on pizza. I want it as meatball or sausage, but not pepperoni.
I actually just don't want meat on anything generally.
Yep. Fair enough.
Or nuts. We can get rid of nuts on stuff too.
But not peanut butter. You know, like drumsticks? The chocolate, the nut covered chocolate ice cream cones?
Those are fine because then it's like the nuts are done. Like you just got to eat the shell off and then it's done.
Okay. So you're not the person at the bar who has like 40 peanut shells adjacent to them.
No, I mean, the first mistake that you made was assuming that I have been to a bar more than one time.
You've been to a bar more than once. Come on. I have, and I'm Taylor. You didn't go to college?
Mm-mm.
Oh, right. You were in Mormon country.
Well,
so I guess that was
even
forbidden.
beyond that, I'm like scared of bars.
Fair enough. People can put stuff.
I don't understand what like the social like. I need people to go with me because I don't understand like what like the social rules are in bars, and so I
social
get
rules.
out.
You don't go by yourself.
Yeah,
that's the social.
That's what I'm saying.
Rule.
Like, because it's like people are like, oh, you can go to like the bar or the club to meet people or whatever, and that will not be me.
I would go to a bar to meet someone who I've already made plans with, to meet them there, not to just meet new people. Granted, our parents and prior generations probably kind of had to do that anyway, but to some extent. But no, I don't think I don't think the platform for meeting people should be under the influence of a drug if you're trying to meet someone new. If it happens while you're already there with someone else, fine, whatever, that's life, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm against the idea of going to a place just for the purpose of meeting others. I think you should be going for an activity that you want to do. And if you meet others, cool. That's my view. Anyway.
Fair. No one asked, but I'm doing good.
Oh, you are doing good.
I'm really freaking busy because I'm moving my storage unit stuff. I'm freaking tired. And I got my new medication this week.
Oh, yeah. Is it making you feel better? Too early to tell? Placebo?
Well, I definitely don't think it's placebo. Just in case anybody missed it, I have Adderall now.
Ooh.
From Santa Claus.
Give me some.
No.
Okay.
So I've taken it 2 days now, and it's supposed to be like a spot treatment thing. And not my psychiatrist, but my therapist kind of talked to me about like doing like A/B comparison days, where it's like you do this activity with medicine and then without medication, like that kind of things, to like see what activities will help me on this medication. So today is a no medication day. So we'll see how it goes, because like the past 2 days I've been on the medication, but yeah, otherwise.
FBI, if you're listening, that was a joke. I do not solicit the sharing of prescription drugs with those who it's not prescribed.
Are you friends with your FBI agent?
Me and Phil go way back.
Yeah, I'd like to think I'm friends with my FBI agent. I look at some pretty funny TikToks, so.
Well, I know my FBI agent, Alex Casey's doing pretty good. Sam knows them.
That I do.
Tim, what is it like to not have an FBI agent?
What do you have, an NHS agent? What's the equivalent?
Yeah, famously, the equivalent of the FBI is indeed the NHS. Yeah. MI6, I guess.
MI6, huh?
Yeah.
That sounds intense.
Yeah, like James Bond, Secret Service.
Oh, yep. The Secret Intelligence Service, the SIS, commonly known as MI6.
Yep. Commonly known as SIS.
SIS.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
well, you guys, let's chat about what we've been playing really quick. Sam, do you want to go first? What have you been up to?
A fair amount this week, actually.
Yeah.
I finally managed to. I haven't actually beaten the DLC, but I finished my coverage of Elden Ring.
Congrats.
So I'm free. I'm a free elf. But I have been playing more of that. I only have the final boss to go. So I'll get that done over the next couple of days, I would imagine. Then I just dabbled because there's a big sale on PlayStation Store
there
right
is.
now.
I've looked at it. I'm about to buy NBA 2K24 for $7.
I've been I picked up a number of things on there, and I've sort of dipped my toes into most of them. I did play through and platinumed Job Simulator, the VR game that was free with this month's PS Plus updates. Because I said about doing the 2 really difficult platinums to get to 300. I bailed on Cuphead because I just actually don't like that game now, I realized. So I've ditched that. So I'm at 299, but then I will save 300 for something special. I just don't know what yet. So I played through that, had a good time. That took a few hours. Dipped my toes into Ratchet & Clank Size Matters, the PSP game that came as part of the premium update this month.
We would never get away with some of the names for these Ratchet & Clank games nowadays. I mean, I guess you could, but like not in the same way they were rated, you know.
Sure.
Size matters.
Up your arsenal.
Up your arsenal.
Yeah.
I mean, they were having a good time over there.
They were having a good time.
They were. What else? I've played very, very little, but I am enjoying it, of a game called Strafe, which is like not a voxel, but like a low res first person shooter. Very similar to a couple of the things that you were playing not that long ago, Taylor. What was the one I tried?
So you were gonna ask what Taylor was playing. I was like,
I can remember the cover art, but I can't remember the name of the game. But yeah, it's like a first person, very fast, paced first person shooter.
Is it Dusk?
That is one of them, but there was one else that was I think it's on PlayStation Plus right now that is in that vein.
Proteus?
Yes, that's the one. That's the one. Similar to that, lower res graphics.
Yeah, boomer shooter. So. That's a subgenre it's been given over the past 5-ish years.
Yeah, but no, that's fun. A guilty pleasure of mine that I've had on Steam for a few years and played through a number of times is Guns, Gore, and Cannoli.
What?
which
Yep.
is
Uh-huh.
a side-scrolling shoot 'em up where you play as like an Italian mobster and you're shooting
Oh my god.
other Italian mobsters, you're shooting zombies, you're shooting it's got like a real cool cartoon art style. I picked that up in the sale for cheap, playing through that, having a good time going down nostalgia lane. And then the only other thing that I dip my toes into, Bree, this will perk your ears, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
In the sale as well, I decided to bite the bullet. Not fully committed yet, but I
Nine
have
souls.
begun playing it. I have
It's on
started
PlayStation.
9 souls.
playing Near Automata.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
the opening sequence. I still remember that opening sequence, even though I didn't play much after
In
that.
case you want it, Sam, just in case, there are walkthroughs that will tell you how to get each of the endings without spoiling the game for you.
I want to know this too.
You just have to look it up. There's like a spoiler-free like near guide. I can't remember what you have to search, but
I
yeah, it's
tried
just like search spoiler-free guide for near, and they will tell you, because I think there's 25 endings, and it'll tell you how to get all 25.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say I'm that committed to it right now to go for all the endings and
Yeah,
stuff.
for sure.
I think I have played through the opening. It's a big robot like crane mech thing. I beat that and then I stopped to move on
So
to
good.
something else. But no, I mean it's fun.
That whole opening sequence is like
Yeah.
fire.
You switch
That's
from
not even
top
the
down to
that's not even
3D
like the
and
main gameplay though.
I haven't really found the flow of it, but it's yeah, it's good. I can already kind of see why a lot of people laud it. But
I
yeah,
actually just put up my near
it's
posters
very much
again. They're like up there.
I tried playing
yeah, very
Replicant some
much
months ago, and then I fell off. Sorry,
very much a
interrupted, Sam.
TBD thing for me. Sorry.
Okay.
So yeah, that's me.
Okay. Love that. I keep me updated. I especially want to know your opinions on like the soundtrack, because the soundtrack is probably like number of tracks wise, it's like probably one of the soundtracks I listen to like the most.
Mm.
There's
Okay.
like I love the track, like there's Grandma Amusement Park, like so good. Anyways, I have my so in Final Fantasy 14, slight tangent, but related. In Final Fantasy 14, there was near content. Like there's a raid that you can do that's from near. There's actually two, but um you can get the soundtrack pieces from near in the raid as like a reward. And then you can go to your room and like set that as your music in your like little in room. And that's what my music is set to, is Amusement Park.
That's awesome.
So, Taylor, what have you been playing? Nothing and or Control. That looks like a nothing face.
I tried playing more of Control last night, but then I got interrupted
Mhm.
by a stomachache. I'm serious. So
Why did that
yes,
stop you? Just power through.
I had to go to the bathroom, Bree.
Just play while in the bathroom.
Well, I don't have a Steam Deck.
Get a portal.
Get a Portal. I was playing my PC.
No, I'm just
All right, Bree. Anyway, yes.
I'm just joshing.
And I played a little bit of Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3.
Fun.
But yes, I am following Ati's visions in pursuit of the ashtray maze.
Mm. Okay.
Ati is there's a lot more to this man than even I thought coming out of the intro to this game.
Mm-hmm.
Coming out of the intro, I'm like, yeah, this guy's there's something more there. Didn't expect this much. Nope. He's intertwined in ways I didn't even think about.
That sounds weird.
Yeah, the janitor. I believe it's janitors, dude. They're holding. Actually, Remedy's holding up a stereotype of janitors being creepy.
I don't think he's creepy.
Oh, I think he's creepy.
Sam?
Yeah, I mean he's got a bit of a creepy vibe to him.
Okay. Um, I shockingly haven't played much. But I have played a little bit of Elden Ring. I met Mesmer. He beat me up, and I said, "Oh, that's for
But you,
later."
but sometimes you like getting beat up.
Oh, I love getting beat up, but like, okay, this is how you know it's bad, Taylor. The it's what are they called? They're not bonfires.
Graces.
Yes,
Sites of
thank you.
Grace.
It's a
Yeah,
grace. Yeah.
the grace is literally in front of the door. Like literally, it's like the grace and then the door, like right there. That's how you know that this boss fight is hard.
Oh, well, at least you got the grace. Okay.
Yeah.
What I don't like is in
So
Souls games when the grace or the bonfire or the lantern is a run to the boss, and I'm like, Miyazaki, why?
have you played Demon Souls?
I've played up to the second boss, and I got
Okay, so
transported into a place with a lot of like rooms and levels. Seems like I'm in a building that's like a hospital with tons of rooms or something, and
the
it's all
jail?
dark. Huh?
It
The
sounds like
jail,
you're in
yeah,
the
it's around the jail.
jail.
I'm in the
Okay,
jail.
yeah. Yeah, so you would have done that the run that's like down the entire bridge to that tall guy. That is the worst experience ever. Because you have to run, because like there's like the dragon. So you either go under and fight a bunch of enemies, or you just try and run past like the dragon. If you time it right, you can. And so you have to run all the way down this bridge. And then once you get into the boss room, you have this huge boss, but then you have all of the mages around the top of the arena that shoot like magic at you, and you have to like go up the stairs and like kill them. Oh, it's the worst. Terrible boss run. But no, this one's like really easy. I think I'm not confident, but I'm like 99% sure I'm done with Shadowkeep otherwise. I found the other out cuz like there's like a way you can come in from the back, and then there's another way out of the back that leads to a field. And so I'm there at slash Mesmer slash the like other toxic area. So I have like 3 places I can go. So that's what I'm doing there. And then I started playing League of Legends again because a new character came out, a new champion. Her name is Aurora, and she is a bunny mage. And I was like, she's so cute. I have to play. And so I have been.
A bunny mage.
Hmm.
So does that mean is she human or a bunny? Or is
She's
that
like anthropomorph. Like she has like the bunny ears and a bunny
okay?
tail. And she's got like this really big, like cute wizard hat. And she like hops around. It's so
Oh, that's
cute.
great.
She summons like little bunny spirits that follow her around and stuff. It's really cute.
That is great. So that's an NPC.
No, it's a champion in the game.
Oh wait, I just thought about Final Fantasy 14 for a second. This is
No,
League.
no, no. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Final Fantasy 14, I changed my character, which was crazy. I was a bunny boy, and I switched out of bunny boy to there's they're essentially demons, but I switched to a demon girl. But
Hmm.
anyways, you guys, today our topic, as we kind of hinted at the top of the show, is we are going to be pitching some PlayStation TV shows and or movies. My suggestion, I think all of us will have 1 to 2, so we can just kind of go around. Taylor, do you want to go first and just pitch one of yours?
Okay. We'll start out with the weaker one first because I haven't played this game, but I think it would
Okay.
still be interesting. Gravity Rush the anime.
Okay.
Okay. The style of the game, the way the gameplay goes, the character of the main character,
Isn't there
Cat.
a Gravity Rush film coming out?
Wait, what? Did we just miss
It's
this?
been in sort of, well, not technically classified, but development hell for a very long time.
Oh,
Okay.
well, I didn't realize this existed.
It's probably never going to happen.
Okay, Gravity Rush the anime. I just think all of it lends itself to being like the main character has a lot of character, no pun intended. There's a lot of action throughout the game, and her powers I think would make it really a cool visual spectacle, especially in like maybe even not quite shonen, but an action anime type atmosphere. I just thought it looked from the first time I saw it, I just thought like that could be a cool modern anime. And if I actually played the game, I'd be able to offer you more support on it. But when you come back around to me the second time, I'll talk to you about the other offering, which I have played thoroughly and I think is a much stronger bit for me. But yeah.
Okay. Sam, what's your pitch? Your first one. I assume you have more than one.
I have two. I'll do the one that I'm pretty sure I've actually already mentioned at one point or another.
But we need details. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'll try.
Okay.
So I am pretty steadfast in my opinion that Returnal is ripe for translation.
Yes.
The way I've always envisioned it in my head is live action.
For sure.
And it will be primarily a psychological thriller. Not that you need this detail, but I think I've said in the past that I could see it being on like an Apple TV service. That's the kind of vibe, the kind of like, because they do Severance and weird sci-fi stuff like that. I think I don't know exactly what the play-by-play of each episode would be, but I do envision that each episode, much like the game, would kind of be going another layer or biome deeper. It wouldn't necessarily be like time loopy of her dying all the time over and over each episode. That could certainly be a part of it in terms of the narrative. And used for specific dramatic moments, or like as a smart way of getting out of a problem or something like that. But yeah, I think that could work really well. I think in terms of translation, though, I don't know if you could have it be like a one-woman show, just as Celine as the sole character. So I would say that you could maybe break away from the game canon a little bit and include other scouts trapped on the planet as well that she encounters as she ventures deeper and deeper into the...
I mean, I don't disagree with you. Well, I slightly do. I think that it could be a one-person show. However, I don't think that, like, if we do include more people in this show, I don't think that I would agree with having them be other scouts, because then I think that would end up being confusing for her figuring out the mystery of like her resetting.
Yeah, I don't know necessarily, because I think that you'd have to tweak a little bit, because the narrative wouldn't translate one-to-one in an episodic sense. Mm-hmm. So I think you would take inspiration from the game and the IP, but you wouldn't be retelling the exact narrative journey that Celine goes on in the game.
No,
I think you'd more be using the setting and the concept.
Yeah. I think that like you could cast like the boss characters as other people though.
See, like, I'm not even saying that there's going to be a boss in each biome. I think that's too gamey.
No, I'm saying like those could be characters rather than bosses. Not all of them fit, but the other thing is you could pull like the DLC content a little bit, like in terms of like characters and stuff. But I do think that like having like the cool flashbacks like to like the house and stuff like that, or like her finding the house and whatever, like I do think that would be really fun. One thing I wanted to, because I agree with you that I do think that this should be live action, but I just for fun, I also think it would be kind of fun to do like have one of the studios that did the Love, Death and Robots like shorts, like have them do something. I think that would be cool too.
Yeah, hypothetically. But
I do agree on the live action.
Yeah, I just envision it that they break away from it being specifically, like the story can still be focused on Celine and the narrative journey that she goes on, but I think that they can expand the concept, because mild spoilers, I guess, for Returnal, it's essentially like a metaphorical limbo kind of prison where she is processing a trauma that has happened to her. And everything is allegorical and metaphorical for various different things. I think that if you have Atropos, the planet, still be that same conceptual thing, but then have other scouts that she runs into trapped. And they don't have to become part of the core narrative. They can just be kind of on their own things that she meets in passing. And they're all dealing with their own traumas and their own things. And she starts bonding with people and then one of them resets and you never see them again. Or,
Or you see them again and they don't know her. That would be cool.
True. Or you see them, literally just pass by her in like nonchalantly in the background of a shot, or, just things like that. I think that there's scope to include additional characters. So it isn't necessarily, because I think it could easily be a one-woman thing, but I do think that in a real world they would probably want to bring additional characters in to reduce the risk of people becoming bored or saying like, I don't like this main character and she's the only character in the show, so I have nothing else to really keep me watching. Whereas at least if you bring in a few additional characters that maybe offer something different, they widen the potential scope of the show in terms of appeal. So that's my first pitch.
Okay. I love it. My first pitch is something that I have also talked about before. I also would want not Netflix. I would also want Apple to do this, but I'm open to whatever as long as I get it. I would really like to see a Bloodborne TV show. Now, I want to be very specific that I think that having the first part of the first episode be outside of the hunter's dream. So like you don't realize that it's a Bloodborne show because it's just somebody doing something normal. I don't even understand like 100% like they would have to figure out like what era it's set in, like how like outside of the hunter's dream works and stuff like that. But I think somebody like entering the hunter's dream and then realizing it's a Bloodborne TV show would be like a really, really cool moment.
Live action or
Mm-hmm.
animated? Live action.
Live action for sure.
Okay.
And having like Yarnum like live action would be so cool. I really the other thing that I really like have imagined in my head, one of my favorite NPCs is Eileen, Eileen the Crow. And like having her be like you all of a sudden see this like woman like leaning against like the fence or whatever, and it's like a really big actress. Like I just think that would be such a cool moment because her face is kind of hidden with her like mask and her hat, and like having like her take her mask off or like whatever, take her hat off or whatever, and you're like, oh my god, it's this really cool actress or whatever. I don't know. Like I just there's a lot of cool moments that I think would do really well. I think there's a lot of lore there that they could create like a journey as like who the player character would be. Like I think you could create a journey through the story for Bloodborne specifically. I think that you'd have a little bit of a harder time with some of the other FromSoft storylines, but I think Bloodborne lends itself best to a linear TV show.
How would you market this thing though? Because if the idea is that you're not supposed to realize it's a Bloodborne show until you're watching.
Oh, well, you just go ahead, Taylor.
Sorry. Maybe I mean to people who played the game, they must realize it is Bloodborne at some point. Maybe they just call it Yarnum. I don't know.
Well, the thing is like I don't think that the TV show would be called Bloodborne. Like I just. No. I mean, I think you could call it Bloodborne, but like I think it would be something related. And so there's every possibility that people who are huge fans would be like, "Oh my god, this is the Bloodborne TV show." But I think that you could get away with it by like calling it something that's like tangentially related to it. Let's just say, just for kicks and giggles, let's just say we call the show like The Hunters, right?
I mean,
And then you kind of get the vibes of the show where it's like, oh, this kind of looks like old timey, this kind of looks like there's some kind of disease going on. So it's like, oh, I'm getting the vibes of Bloodborne, but like you wouldn't know for sure. And then it's like, oh, you've entered the hunter's dream, and it's like the doll or whatever. Like, I don't
I don't
know.
know. Is that at all similar to what they do with Gotham?
Mm.
Maybe Sam knows. I'm sure he's watched it.
Not really. I feel like hypothetically it's fine because these are all just like hypothetical things. But
What do you mean it's
think
just fine, Sam?
they
put me up to the standard.
I do think that they would want. They don't want to complicate things in terms of brand recognition. Like if they were to bring back Bloodborne as an IP, I think they'd want to very clearly, like they have with Last of Us and will do with God of War and Ghost of Tsushima and stuff. I think that they don't want, if they're creating a TV show to get new fans for the game, they will want the show to be called the same thing as the game.
Yeah,
so that people
and
stay.
I think you could still have like that really cool moment where you're like, what is going on in this show? Because it's like completely unrelated to like what Bloodborne
Totally.
normally is, and then you kind of show up in the hunter's dream. I still think you could have that really cool moment, and I agree with you that maybe it like wouldn't work marketing wise to try and be tricky, but you did ask me, so I wanted to answer.
Yeah, I think what you could do is market it as so it would be difficult, but I think you could market it in a way where it appears relatively benign, but you do in the marketing lace things that are obvious to both dedicated fans and newcomers that there is something else going on, but not fully reveal it. I think that there's a way of doing that. It would certainly be difficult, but I think I agree with you that the payoff would be really cool if they could execute it well. So
yeah, I mean, if for whatever reason they were willing to take the risk and like have it be like a word of mouth, because a lot of people just watch like Apple TV shows to just like watch Apple TV shows, right? Because Apple has like really good content, and sometimes people just jump in blind.
Yeah.
So it could be like a crazy word of mouth thing where it's like, hey, like this is actually a Bloodborne show, and you're like, what the heck? How is this a Bloodborne show? And then everybody like starts watching it, and it's like, holy cow, this is crazy. And just because I can, because this is my TV show, and because it's going to be in the thumbnail, and I have not seen The Acolyte, but I really want to cast Manny as the hunter.
Who is Manny, the Acolyte?
He's a Canadian actor. What's his last name?
Jacinto.
Yeah. He's very handsome. Very, very handsome. And he's very popular right now because of the Acolyte stuff. He looks
what is
so
the
good.
Acolyte? Is that a?
It's a Star Wars show? Question mark.
Yeah.
I don't actually know. I just seen scenes from the show, and I'm like, damn.
Oh, they're still making TV. I thought Marvel was stopping all these new TV shows.
I mean, Star Wars
not
isn't
Marvel.
Well, I sounded like a boomer when I say that.
Okay, boomer.
That's true, but it has a lot of the same issues as modern Marvel does with the TV's expansions.
Yeah, but I think they are pulling back on both, but they never said they'd stop either. So,
okay, Taylor, what is your second pitch?
Okay, I'd like to preface it because I feel like I'll forget if I don't. Small side tangent that I forgot to mention during the intro. Sam, I think you would appreciate a game on Steam called Fallen Aces. I was meaning to tell you about, and I forgot until now. It is a first-person shooter in the style of like a cartoon noir. Imagine if it was like first-person Cuphead, but you were a mobster.
Okay.
Made by the same people who made Dusk. Fallen Aces.
I'm liking what I'm seeing.
You could just find random objects and hit people with them.
I like what I'm seeing.
Okay. Sorry, Bree.
No rush. Not a big deal. What's your second answer?
Anyway, the Last Guardian Studio Ghibli film. All right. Let me come in here for a second. I've only seen one Studio Ghibli film, but I've seen enough of the others
They're
via
so good.
trailers and social media and such to know that the style. And I just think, frankly, that the story of The Last Guardian, the art direction of The Last Guardian fits really well in a Studio Ghibli environment, especially on how the boy looks in that game. It just like it even seemed like it was inspired by Ghibli in some sense to me. But also Trico, the creature that you make a bond with in the show. It very much seems like it aligns with Miyazaki's. Sorry, not Miyazaki. Yeah, isn't it Hideo? No, Hayao Miyazaki, right? Yeah, that's the Studio Ghibli
Hayao
person.
Miyazaki.
Yeah. They're the message of a lot of their Studio Ghibli films. I don't know, in terms of enjoying life, valuing their relationships with others, and also the art, like I said, the art direction, and it's fantastical. There's a lot of ancient environments, a lot of flying that goes on, being above the clouds, and being able to tell a story through action and not so much dialogue. It's also, I think, I've seen that was done really well from the Ghibli I've seen. And yeah, I guess it's somewhat of a departure because in a lot of Ghibli films, there's a lot of, people conversing and talking with each other, but you also go to fantastical environments with a lot of irregular creatures. And I think The Last Guardian's message, its art style, and its vibe align with that studio a lot, whether Miyazaki would be around to direct it or not, his studio following in his footsteps. And yeah, it's a really great, heartwarming story with really interesting environments and characters that I just think are at home there. Have any of you guys played Last Guardian through?
I have not.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, it's controversially known, at least amongst enthusiasts, but it's in one of my favorite games from the PS4 era.
Okay.
Nice.
I will say I think that Last Guardian / like Ico / any of the games from that studio would be a good collaboration with Studio Ghibli. I will say theme wise though, I'm a little bit hesitant. They do have like they store like thematically story wise, I think it's a good fit. Sometimes they stray away from having like men as the main characters. It's not that there's not any male protagonists that are the main characters, but they typically stray away from it. It's usually a female main lead.
Oh, okay.
So
well, I would say the Trico is much of the main. Actually, let me rephrase that. Trico, as far as I'm concerned, is the main character of that game, the creature.
Yeah.
You just control Trico through the lens of the boy.
Makes sense. Sorry, I'm like copying and pasting down all the questions.
Maybe they could make it a girl. I frankly think if they change the gender, it doesn't change the story much at all.
Fair.
So if they wanted to put that spin on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Sam, what do you think about this? Because you've played this game.
I'm not a big fan of the game, to be honest.
Oh God.
And it's coming from someone that likes Ico and loves Shadow of the Colossus. I appreciate what they were going for. I understand that it was intentionally clunky to control Trico, understandably so, but I think that the meshing of the idea and the theme and the actual moment-to-moment gameplay never really became enjoyable for me. That being said, I would wholeheartedly agree that I think that the simplicity of the overall narrative is one that I think would work really well. I'm not saying that every Ghibli narrative is simplistic, but the sort of desolate, relatively minimalistic styling of the environments in Last Guardian peaked with the color and a few of the shall we say more interesting things you can get Trico to do will be really cool in like a Ghibli animated style. So yeah, no, I really like the idea.
Okay.
What does Luna think?
Luna is just a baby.
That doesn't deprive her from independent thought.
She just doesn't have any thoughts. She's just a baby.
No thoughts, head empty.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, Luna.
Anyways, she's probably gonna get up here in a second. Oh, she's up. Okay. What else did I want to pitch? Okay, my next pitch is actually going to be an animated show. Never mind. What? Oh no, this is a game trailer. I was like, did they really like make this? I was gonna be gagged. I guess it would have to be Netflix because apparently they have a partnership with the studio, but Oxenfree TV show, animated TV show. I think that Oxenfree has a really interesting and unique art style. I think that they could do a much closer version of it. You don't have to have that like zoomed out version that they have for Oxenfree. But I think the music, the environment, like that creepy atmosphere, I think it'd be a really cool TV show, especially with the way that like the story kind of branches and is kind of. I think it'd be a fun to try and tackle that. And apparently it would be Netflix because they have the game on the Netflix app or something. I don't know. So yeah, I love Oxenfree. I need to play it. I need to finish playing it, I should say. Sam, I know you've played Oxenfree. Taylor, have you?
I bought it for like $1 on an eShop sale, but I have not played it. Uh-oh.
Sam?
Yes.
You've played Oxenfree. I don't think you've played
Yes.
Oxenfree 2 yet, though, right? I haven't
No.
either. How would you feel about an animated TV show of Oxenfree? You can be mean. It's okay. Terrible idea. Worst you've ever heard.
No, I think it certainly could be interesting. I my only hang up is, and I know that this technically isn't the case because of the actual like theme and narrative of Oxenfree being different, like stylistically and tonally, and how it would be marketed and presented and stuff. I particularly Netflix, I feel it's going to have an issue butting up against Stranger Things. Like I kind of feel like even though Oxenfree is different, I feel like the way that it would be marketed would be quite similar to Stranger Things in terms of an adaptation. So not that necessarily would prevent it from being made. I think it's certainly got the narrative potential for it.
Listen, I'm open to Apple taking all of these. I think they do really well with their shows, but I did like the only reason I said that is because like when you Google Oxenfree, like Netflix comes up immediately. So
yeah.
If you'd be able to steal it from them or not.
Yeah, I'm not even sure it's necessary. I think that issue of it like being a little too close to other existing like mega franchise stuff would make me hesitant on doing it. But as someone who's played it, I would I watch it? Hell yeah, of course I would. But I do feel it would be fighting an uphill battle because it's about kids in like a retro weird, I'm not going to spoil anything because Taylor hasn't played it, but like a weird sci-fi thrillery mystery thing, and strange stuff starts happening, which is Stranger Things. So.
See, but they're on an island, so it's completely different.
Wait, so it's Stranger Things?
Of course.
Literally Stranger Things.
No. Not literally.
I'm being pedantic, but I think it's a perfectly fine idea. Not one I would have ever come up with. Not that means anything. But yeah, it's got potential. So.
It's the most passive aggressive thing ever.
Yeah. Okay.
I know Sam's literally like, yeah, I would not have come up with it. If you like
Sounds
you're
like
at a
your idea is garbage, but like could never be my idea.
Sam, if this was in like a professional environment, like most of the room would interpret that as you think it's bad.
Yeah. It's fine. I don't need his validation.
I need his
I still think it's a
validation.
good idea.
Daddy Sam needs to make me feel like I'm okay.
Good boy.
Sam, what's your next idea?
Okay, so like I technically have two, but I'm gonna brush past one and then get to my actual one.
Okay.
But both are films. Now I'm gonna say it because I'm never gonna probably get the chance to pitch it again. So I'm just gonna say it here. I would love.
Wait.
It's me.
Resistance.
I would love a Resistance film that is specifically in the style of either Saving Private Ryan or Band of Brothers.
Never seen either.
Where it is boots on the ground, not POV, but like following a small team of soldiers.
Death, carnage.
Really gritty, grimy, grungy, super violent, lots of gore, like the realities of war that certain war films depict. I think that is present, but obviously with the sci-fi spin of the Chimera threat invading Europe and a batch of US troops, as is in the first game, landing down in England to mount the offensive. And I would want it to be truly that the humans are on the back foot. They are the resistance. Which the game's kind of lost until Resistance 3. Yeah, I think that would be really cool. That's not my main pitch, though.
Okay.
I just wanted to throw that out there because I'm not going to get the chance to do it again. My actual pitch, and I don't know, this might be controversial to you both, but I would adore, and I don't know, I think it would be...
Wait, so you're saying that's not your real pitch?
Yeah,
that's not
just like the brush past bit.
That's just the brush past one that I'm throwing out.
I have one of those too. So.
Oh, wow.
My actual pitch is from I'm not beholden to it, but something like A24, and I would be very interested to see a super indie, weird, quirky blending of different genres and styles and medias version of Outer Wilds.
Yep, that was on my list.
I think it would be very difficult to do, and I don't know how well it would compare to the game, obviously, considering how highly we all regard it. But I think I keep picturing like Everything Everywhere All at Once. Take some Fantastic Mr. Fox, take some, just blend all the different Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, take lots of different, there could be like a little strange animated section in it, visiting one planet. I think get super weird with it. And kind of overall tell the same story of this lone space being venturing out to save his planet and the universe at large. Make it a more wholesome story, but not avoiding the existential dread stuff. I think that could work really well.
I 100% agree. Here are some things. One, I think you'd have to change the ending. Like, as much as I personally love the ending, I don't think that would work for a movie and or TV show.
Because
like, don't you think that would be like kind of like an anticlimactic, I can't talk, ending where it's like you go through all of this mystery and then you just play music at the end? Like, I don't know, like for me it's like a really great experience, but like as an ending to like as a conclusion to a story, I don't know if it works.
I mean, I think the conclusion to the story works in the game, and you can argue that the different medium and removing the interactivity might detract from the potency of the ending. But I think spinning it that spoilers for Outer Wilds, people just
We've already got into
warning,
spoilers.
Very lightly.
for
All
I
right.
think setting it where the guy that we're following, the little weird alien following, realizes that it's all essentially futile, but takes the agency to help create a new universe and sees his universe off surrounded by his friends, would be certainly a potentially controversial and abnormal ending to a film. But I think that handled correctly, it would be obviously a very bittersweet moment, but I think it could be just as poignant as the actual ending of the game. I don't think I agree.
So here's my suggestion for the fix. You ready? One, I think this should be a TV show. First episode is a long one. We do a long ass episode, like hour-long episode, whatever it is, right? 50 minutes, whatever. We do a really long episode to get everything set up and get everybody like, hey, here's what's going on. Here's the page that we're on, right? Every episode after that is 22 minutes. And I think that would be really cool.
How many episodes? Do you dedicate one episode to one planet? Do you do multiple seasons? What do you...
Well, just one season. I think that you could probably stick with like around 8 to 10 episodes. Total, including the hour-long episode. I don't know, maybe you'd need to do a little bit more, but I think that would be plenty. But then for the ending, I think that it ends right before that section where it's like the music part. Like, so you figure out the whole mystery, you get the ending of the mystery. Credits roll at the end of after the credits. I think you get that little campfire scene of like everything.
I like the ending where you just die and you trigger the thing and nothing, and you don't bring it to the ship, and then there's the ending. Bye. Or actually, maybe they could use that as the faux ending, like, and then you time loop back and then you do it the right way. I don't know.
So Bree, sorry, your pitch is that they get to the eye of the universe and then everything's fine. Is that
no? I'm saying that like everything like I think you show like a more like cut out view of like a zoomed out view of like, hey, everything ends, right? But then after the credits, you kind of wind back just a little bit and show him sitting around the campfire with his friends as everything ends.
Maybe. I mean, I think you could have that exact same thing in my pitch where you still have the ending gathered round the campfire and everything ends. But similarly to how the game does it, where you have the little post credit to show that like it worked. I think if you wanted to keep it on a lighter note and not necessarily have the character or characters you follow in my film pitch die, you could still have that post credit scene of them sat around a campfire in the eye of the universe. And in this adaptation, it's just that the eye of the universe is a separate entity where they stay self-contained, detached from everything else. I like the 22-minute thing. I'm worried it doesn't translate. It might be a bit gimmicky. Like what I'm saying is the people who play the game and know will eat it up.
Oh, you want to hear something funny? When you first said 22 minutes, I didn't realize you were talking about the extent of the time loop. I thought you were talking about, because the standard length of a TV show before commercials for a 30-minute episode is 22 minutes. So that's a funny
but I'm
coincidence.
talking about like the exact count of the episode is like 22 minutes. Like, and then obviously you'd have like the number would be a different number, but like.
Right, I know what you're saying. Yeah, but I still like the idea. And it even fits with modern television. It also doesn't. You don't have to do that because streaming. You can do however long episodes you want. But I get it.
Okay.
I'm sticking with the film.
Okay.
I think that allows a bit more of a cohesive thing, which I think A24 certainly isn't averse to doing really weird stuff, and I want this to be a really weird film. But I think that to convey the narrative of, at least in my vision of Outer Wilds, just the story of it, but keep the quirkiness, I think you would want sort of a tight runtime, rather than sort of segmenting it up into episodes, even if thematically with the game that might technically make more sense. So yeah, that's my pitch.
Okay. Cool. That was one of my pitches too. So my drive-by pitch was just like, I just don't know how you do it, but I just want a stray TV show. Or like a movie, you know, just like not even like a full-length movie or like a full-length, like, you know, just like, I don't know, like an hour-long like little animated film where you get this little robot friends, and I just think that'd be cute.
I want an Astrobot Kids show.
It's not a PlayStation game, Bree.
Wait.
It's not a
No,
PlayStation
I want an
game.
Astrobot Pixar film. You heard it here first.
Doesn't that just get too close to Wall-E and Eva?
No, it's not what Astro. I don't think so.
I could certainly see an Astro Kids show at some point.
I guess Pixar has something to say. Astro's message is really just have fun, whatever. Play with PlayStation IP.
Because like with Marvel did the little Baby Groot shorts on Disney Plus. I think something like that for Astrobot, assuming Astrobot kind of takes off as an IP, is almost inevitable. I can't see why they wouldn't want to do that. I don't know what service it would go on or anything, but
let's hope it goes on to Apple.
Maybe.
So that way they start their partnership with Apple, and then we get all of our TV pitches.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what we do. Sam, you pick one of the scripts, you write it. I'll pick one of the scripts, I'll write it. We'll send them we'll send them to PlayStation.
Mm-hmm. And just see who comes out on top.
Yeah, basically. I wasn't thinking about it in a competition sense. I was just saying we could get our shows made.
You kind of framed it. I thought you were framing it as in you write one,
I'm saying,
write one.
Yeah, I'm saying like I don't think I have the energy to write that many scripts.
I see.
I don't even like writing. Well, that's not true. I don't like writing most scripts. Sometimes I have fun with it. Anyways, we have some questions. I think we have a really important question here. Why do you hate Xbox?
From who said this?
From a pack of Tom.
Good old Tom.
That's the same question.
I'm
an Xbox apologist, so
very clearly a jokey question.
Yeah.
I will just surmise in a couple of sentences. I seem to, from an optics level, be attacking Xbox a lot, and I guess I am. But that's primarily because they are the ones right now that are trying to upend the market in different ways, and I'm concerned for the longevity and health of the rest of the market if Xbox is successful in upending the market in ways that other organizations can't comparatively follow, i.e. can't create a day one Game Pass environment, which PlayStation and Nintendo can't feasibly do because they don't have Microsoft.
I bet Nintendo could.
I don't know that they could. Like, they're massive, as are PlayStation. PlayStation make billions and billions of dollars in revenue every year, but they don't have a Microsoft to subsidize.
I don't think it would last forever, but I think Nintendo technically could.
Yes, but I think that's the issue. That's the crux. That in the same way that people are like, oh, well, we'll take advantage of Game Pass now. And it might go away, but we'll take advantage of it now because it's there. It's like, well, sure, you're getting the value now, but you're also giving up your ownership of anything. Because if Game Pass does go away one day, your entire library disappears with it. You have access to nothing, meaning you either have to resubscribe if you bounce off, or you have to then buy all the games a la carte, granted at probably a discounted price. and you've then essentially wasted all that money on Game Pass, and you have nothing to show for it outside of your memories and your achievements.
So for
You don't
some
actually
perspective,
own the games.
sorry.
No, please.
Nintendo's net worth is about 63 to 65 million. Sorry, billion total company valuation. Microsoft's is 3.25 trillion.
Exactly.
Microsoft, in terms of value, has over, how many times does 60 billion go into 3.25 trillion? A lot. So we're just talking three. Let me back up. 2 orders of magnitude difference.
And it, again, just to be clear, it is Microsoft's imperative and fiduciary right to do what they're doing, to pursue success at all costs. So I can't necessarily blame them for doing so.
We can blame them for capitalism reasons.
I fear for the long-term consequences of what they're doing, not only for the Xbox community itself that are sort of steadfast in staying with them, but also, again, the wider gaming industry as a whole. That seems very pessimistic, but I'd rather err on the side of caution and skepticism than blindly accepting this too good to be true value that they're proposing, because it is too good to be true, and you're seeing it become less and less the case as the weeks and months go on. So we'll see. I would love to be wrong, but I don't think I will be.
Okay. Taylor, why do you hate Xbox?
I don't hate Xbox. I just don't like capitalism.
That's not the question.
I'm
just kidding.
I hate Xbox because I know a reason that I hate Xbox. They haven't ported Gears 2 and Gears 3 to PC yet. Still waiting.
Yeah. Where's the Gears collection? You know?
I'm serious. Yeah. So, yeah. Sorry, I was doing the calculation on my calculator app on my computer. 52 times Nintendo's net worth is what Microsoft has. Anyway, yeah. Where's the Gears collection? And is there anything else? I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I hate Xbox because there's not enough Arrow games. No, I'm just kidding.
Arrow games. What's an arrow game? Oh,
Erotic
romantic?
games.
Oh.
No.
Whoops.
Erotic games.
Okay.
The exact opposite.
All right.
I'm
Arrow,
just kidding.
E-R-O, not A-R-O.
Real talk, the reason I don't play Xbox for the most part, one, I don't own an Xbox, but
PC.
I really hate, I have a PC, but I really do hate the Xbox controller. I know that a lot of people disagree with me, but for the way that my hands, like the size of my hands and the way that the controller fixes, like sits in my hands, it just doesn't fit well, and I can't play comfortably.
And it needs batteries.
Oh, get rechargeables, Sam. Come on. I already got rechargeables. Stop acting like you're helpless.
They make you do that? That sounds like nickel and diming to me.
Yeah, it does.
All right. You have
microtransactions in form of batteries.
Point. On the flip side, Sam, you cannot replace your DualSense's battery easily. So when its battery, after 4 years of use, the lithium-ion battery can't hold charge anymore, you have to get a new controller.
But then the controller still looks pretty.
And also, the DualSense is the actually only next-gen controller. So
that's true. It's true. That is true. But I think the Xbox controller, since the 360 days, has been just fine.
I just wish really that, good. The thing is that, Xbox, listen, I get it that, Xbox is, a boys' club for boys, whatever.
No, Bree. Whoa. Wait
listen.
a second. In the Xbox 360 days, that was the case. I don't think that's necessarily the case now.
I don't think it's 100% the case in terms of, player engagement, of course, because there's women gamers. But what I'm saying is that generally speaking, women have smaller hands than guys, and that controller is crazy. Sam is shocked that there's women gamers.
No, I'm pulling the Colt Eastwood face.
Colt Eastwood. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't this the Xbox YouTuber that Sam despises? I don't really know them.
Yeah.
I don't either. But yeah, anyways, that's my complaint is like I wish like Xbox and I wish that they would just make multiple controllers if they really want us to use their controller and don't market it as this is a controller for women because then I will scream. Cuz some dudes have small hands too.
It's true.
So, I don't even
What's
think
it
I have
called?
that small of hands. The controller is just crazy. You guys, I don't have basketball player hands. Psychos. Anyways, that's my real beef with Xbox right now. Besides the stuff that Sam said. Sam covered most of it, to be honest. But
Hey, stop buying publishers too. That'd be a good idea. How about we do that?
hey, knock it off.
Stop it.
All right, actually, no. I do know one more reason. I really would like Microsoft to like. Can they just like reopen Tango, please?
Yeah. If only.
Like, all right, you acquired a lot of stuff. Can you just learn how to manage them well instead of just closing one? Your evaluation, Microsoft's evaluation rose 30% last year. They only have $3.25 trillion to take. What? How much is it? You think to take a risk with Tango? It would have been to take a risk with Tango for another year, maybe
Not
like
that
10
much.
million, maybe.
Not that
I
much.
think maybe that's highballing it. You know.
And now they have no foothold in Japan at all.
So that's I
That's
go back to my previous statement. Manage your studios better and don't close them just because one game didn't sell that great.
Yeah.
On a studio that is a high amount of talent and with all the cash you have to spare. Microsoft could
what else can we
waste...
expect when there's someone called Booty managing the studios, you know?
Okay, Matt Booty's name is funny. I don't know how is Matt Booty.
It's not as funny as being named Bowser.
I think it's
working for Nintendo.
To the common person, it is a lot funnier than being named Bowser.
That's true. We're not
It's
common
more
people,
ironic,
Taylor.
I guess, for Booty, because it's self-descriptive.
It would be more funny for Nintendo if, like, they weren't doing well and the CEO's name was Bowser. Like, Bowser ruined Nintendo, you know?
Yeah,
but quite the
give him
contrary.
time. Let him cook.
He's been president since the Switch launched. And Nintendo has only... Let me frame it this way. There has never been a bigger comeback in the history of video games than Nintendo from the Wii to the Nintendo Switch.
Wii U from the Switch? Because Wii did
great.
The
Wii U. The Wii U. From the Wii U to the Switch, there's never been a greater comeback in video game history.
Yeah.
Developer, publisher, hardware, manufacturer, company.
I miss my Wii U.
Yeah.
I wish I had it still.
Wii U.
That's a good console.
I want a Wii U to homebrew it so I can play like
Sounds
GameCube
like
games, Wii games, and Wii U games all on it.
Okay, one more question for you guys. This is from Kyle. It says...
Sorry.
And that's all, folks.
It says PlayStation have made quite a few show/movie adaptations: Uncharted, Ratchet and Clank, Last of Us, etc. Which was the worst? And do you think we will ever hear about that 120 episode Sly Cooper animated series they announced and never mentioned again?
I didn't realize PlayStation was behind the Monster Hunter movie. I guess they were. I heard Monster Hunter was pretty bad, so I'm gonna pick Monster Hunter.
What? Are they?
I mean, that's what Kyle mentioned. Let me see.
Oh, I didn't. I only read the questions. I didn't look through the...
So, wait, no. Wait.
You might just be conflating Sony at large as opposed to PlayStation Productions.
Right. So in terms of PlayStation, I mean, we have Gran Turismo and Uncharted and Last of Us TV show. So
And
Kyle's
Twisted
question... What?
Twisted Metal.
All right. And Kyle's question was, what's the worst movie or show?
Or TV
Just
show
any of them,
adaptations.
It's probably Uncharted. Wait, no, you Twisted Metal. I think it's still probably Uncharted. From what I've heard, I think it's probably Uncharted. I haven't seen any of them. I don't really care. I would have cared if Nathan Fillion was Drake. I would have watched it, but he's not, so I can't do it.
That fan film was so good, man.
It was so good. So good. Bree, have you seen this? It's like a 15-minute fan film of Uncharted on YouTube from like 2018, and it's great. and it's
haven't.
professionally acted by like notable Hollywood actors.
That bit where the camera pans behind him and it looks like it's
Yep.
from the get.
Just looks like you're in the game about to do the animation. Yep.
My pick is Gran Turismo.
Yeah, I heard that movie was mid.
Yeah, it has to be worse than the Uncharted one.
Well,
Have you
Bree,
seen
I wouldn't.
Uncharted?
Yeah,
No.
I still think Uncharted is probably worse. You got David
I will
Harbour at least.
say,
Gran Turismo.
I didn't like the Ratchet and Clank film.
I haven't seen that
Like,
either.
it was all right, but it was
Yeah, the Ratchet and
primarily
Clank
because it was obviously adapting the 2016 game, which was a re-envisioning of the original Ratchet and Clank game.
Yeah, it was very much a meta of Ratchet and Clank.
And I greatly prefer the original Ratchet and Clank game to the 2016 redo. As much as the 2016 game is a good game, it's just not the original Ratchet and Clank by any measure. But I'm going to agree with Taylor that I think Uncharted takes it. Yeah. I had a fun time watching Uncharted, but it just wasn't that great.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say is like, what if it's not even a fun time to watch Gran Turismo? It's just bad.
I've seen Gran
I don't
Turismo.
know. Oh, okay.
Well, I've heard it's mid. It's an okay Hollywood film, and it's not categorically bad.
Yeah, I think the reason that Uncharted nabs it for me is that Gran Turismo is close to Uncharted, but I think that Gran Turismo.
Then Orlando
do
Bloom was
anything...
there.
Sure, of course, and David Harbour. Don't forget him.
Yeah, but Orlando Bloom is like.
Yeah, but David Harbour.
No.
Gran Turismo didn't do anything like objectively bad, in my opinion. It was just sort of like forgettable, fine. Whereas I do think that there are objectively bad parts of Uncharted. Whilst the highs might be higher in Uncharted, I think the lows are demonstrably lower than Gran Turismo ever sinks.
What a bummer.
Yeah, it is. It is. They made Sully having a mustache the post-credit scene.
What? No, they didn't.
Sully doesn't have a mustache.
Wait. So what did they do in the
mustache
post-credit scene?
throughout
Was
the
he
film.
shaving and they showed him in the mirror? Like what?
No. So throughout the film, he doesn't have a mustache because obviously it's like a younger Sully, younger Drake.
Yeah.
Which technically we got a story about that in Uncharted 3, but they didn't do that. They just
it was a post-credits film towards a sequel.
Yeah. So I think from what I remember, Drake is in a bar and he sat down.
Okay.
And then through the doorway walks Sully and it pans up and he's got a mustache. And Drake sort of makes a joke about it, about how it looks stupid. And Sully's like, I'm keeping it. And then he puts a cigar in his mouth.
Didn't Sully have a mustache since the first game?
Yeah, Sully's always had a mustache.
Yeah, this is what we're talking about, Bree. Like, it doesn't not matching the source material.
Talking about mustaches?
Yeah, like
they're
don't match the
baiting
source.
you.
How do I say this? It's okay for a show to deviate or a film to deviate from the source material, but on something as arbitrary as this, for no discernible reason other than to make it a gag for an end credit scene, is maybe one of the stupidest things I've heard for an adaptation of another art form to a film.
They're baiting us with lore-accurate Sully for a sequel. They're like, you want to see lore-accurate Sully? Better check in for the sequel. It's like, why do that? Sully's one defining characteristic above all else is his mustache.
Yeah, it's true.
Just above him smoking cigars.
Mm-hmm.
So to not have that and for it to be Mark Wahlberg, you've got a real messy sandwich.
He was the wrong casting.
There's only to watch for.
I think from what I remember, he was technically signed on to actually be Drake when this film was initially in like conceptual phases.
Oh my god!
I think they picked the right person
out of the role, according to them, and they wanted like a new hot actor.
You know who should have been Sully? Sam?
Who?
What's his name? Is it Sam Anderson? No, the guy. No, Sam Elliott. Sam Elliott should have been Sully. All right, they had it on a silver platter. They didn't do it.
I think it
Why
should
did
have
they
been
do Danny DeVito?
I guess he's a little too old. But yeah,
It should have been Stephen Lang, the guy from the.
Was he from the short film?
I think he was in the short film, or maybe it was a guy that looked a lot like Stephen Lang. I can't remember.
Stephen Lang. I don't know if he was in the short film. Let's see, Uncharted short film. Stephen Lang could have done it. Pretty good job, I think. Yeah. Yep.
So,
it's Stephen Lang.
It was him. Yeah, I thought it was.
Yep. That'd be good. Yeah, just do that. Again, they could have done it in 2018 when Nathan Fillion was young enough to have at least one sequel. And Hollywood said no.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, you guys. Well, let's get out of here. Unless you guys want to do another question, but I'm good.
I'm fine.
One comment. In Avatar, Stephen, this is from the top comment on the Uncharted YouTube video, and it's really good. In Avatar, Stephen Lang hated Sully. But in Uncharted, Stephen Lang is Sully.
Ah, nice. It's all connected.
Yep.
We're in the Matrix.
Still have not seen Avatar 2. I have no interest. I have negative interest.
Seen it. I do have interest, but I have not seen it.
It's all right, actually. Better than I thought it was going to be.
I hear it's just Pocahontas.
Toph doesn't like it either. You guys hear that?
I mean, that's basically what Avatar is, I guess. Yeah.
Avatar is cowboys and Indians. That is
Not
what it
blue.
is.
But blue.
But blue. Yeah.
Yeah.
They could have gone
better than that
much
other
deeper.
Avatar thing, you know?
They could have explored
You-
the world building.
Stop
In
talking.
the first
No.
film, they squander it. Okay.
Taylor, we have to get out of here before Sam pisses me off. I'm sorry.
Wait, what did he say?
People just waving their arms around and going like,
He's
"Ooh, I
making
can
fun of
move
Avatar: The Last
wind."
Airbender right now, and I'm about to freak.
Wait. I'm talking about Avatar Blue people. Sam, you don't like Avatar: The Last Airbender?
He
My
hasn't seen
name's
it.
Ang. I ride a big dog.
Oh my God.
They
You're
literally have an
fired.
Avatar thing right there.
Ooh, I ride a
Okay,
big
I'm
dog.
getting out of here.
And I have
You
a
don't like
stick.
Atla?
Ooh, I've got a blue arrow on my head.
Oh my
Ooh.
God. Sam probably hates I bet Sam hates ladybugs, and nice parts of life. He probably dislikes
He
flowers.
probably catches butterflies and rips them in half.
Yes.
Oh
That's
my
what he
God,
does.
it's the Fire Nation. Ooh.
Oh my God.
Korra,
Sam.
no.
If you
Sam's
lived in the Fire Nation, I think you'd appreciate it more.
Sam's on probation. Fire
Probation.
Nation is literally. No, I can't say that. Never
It's
mind.
pretty dang close to the US. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. You can find us on YouTube at Save the Game Media. Most places actually at Save the Game Media, except for Twitter/X. That's Save Game Media. Don't forget to check out our Discord. Links in the description. Follow us. Listen on YouTube. Subscribe to Patreon. That kind of thing. Where can people find you, Taylor?
You can find me enjoying Avatar: The Last Airbender at
Hell yeah.
on the Discord and on PlayStation at Mr. Carter 9, where I have not logged on in quite a long time. But I am playing After Control, which would be on PlayStation.
You do have an Avatar: The Last Airbender profile picture.
But yeah, it's Iroh.
Uncle
Yep.
Iroh. Sam, where can people find you?
I see that there's an Avatar character called Zuko. More like
Sam's profile
Sucko.
picture-
Hey,
Sam's
Sam, where can people find you?
On Discord is
Ayo.
himself because he's a narcissist.
Not watching Avatar: The
Yep.
Last Airbender. That's where
He
you
probably
can
likes
find
M.
me.
Night Shyamalan's
Sam is
adaptation.
a narcissist. It's fine.
Anywhere and everywhere at Sam Heaney, HEA anyway.
You can find me at Fabulous Brianna, FABULIST BREANNA. We'll see you next week. Have a good time. Bye.
Sam probably likes